Warning. The following episode contains extreme spoilers for the film Ma. It also features intense discussions about adolescent psychology and, quote-unquote, peen, respectively. Yes, well, now would be the perfect time for that K3 theme. No? He's not here? Well, give me something else to say. Yes, even that. Okay. Jim's Daily by Jerome Wetzel. Every day, IABD network creator Jerome Wetzel wonders things. Funny things, inspirational things, weird things. Most of them are crap. But every once in a while, say once a day, he thinks he has a thought that someone else might appreciate. More often than not, he's wrong. But that hasn't stopped him from launching Jim's Daily by Jerome Wetzel on Facebook. Every day, you'll get one post and one post only from Jerome. Like and subscribe to see what he's thinking about next. Then donate at patreon.com/IABD and put in the comments that this madness needs to stop. Donate enough, and maybe he'll delete the page and stop making us read copy for it. All of our programming, most of it much better than Jim's Daily by Jerome Wetzel, can be found at iabdpresents.com.
Welcome to Marianne's Macabre Review.
Okay, everybody, welcome to Marianne's Macabre Review. We have Keith Jackson here. We have Angela and Dave back for another fun horror movie we saw today, Ma. With Octavia Spencer. And Dave, you want to give us a synopsis?
So there's a group of high school kids, 16-ish, 17-ish year old kids, that are trying to get beer. So they're hanging out outside of a convenience store or something, trying to, find people who can, just go in and buy them beer so they can get drunk and do teenage, things, that are against the law. So they find, finally they find Octavia Spencer, Ma, her real name's Sue Ann. They get her to go in and get the beer. She, finally gives in to the girl and goes in, gets him the beer, comes back out, and then she says, well, hey, why don't you, eventually, they go out and drink, and then they get caught.
Because Ma she saw the name on the van, and it was the guy that bullied her in the past.
Yeah,
So, yeah. Oof.
So she kind of dimes him out, but they don't know it was her. And then eventually she gets some more beer and finally says, hey, why don't you just come over and hang out? I'd rather you, drink here safely than be out drinking and driving. So finally, Ma's kind of becomes the party spot for the kids. And more kids from the high school and different high schools find out about it, join in. And Ma's is the teenage party spot. Yeah, just what you want to be known for. But then
do shenanigans happen?
And then shenanigans happen. Yeah, and Ma starts kind of, all the kids are like, Ma's acting kind of crazy. We should not go to Ma's anymore. And then she starts kind of stalking them, and craziness ensues after that. So
wackiness.
Yeah.
So let's give our general impressions of what we thought of it before we take our deeper dive. Dave, why don't you start again?
Okay. I actually liked Ma quite a bit. I thought it had a really good cast. I thought the acting was really, really good. Octavia Spencer was fantastic as Ma. The young high school actors, for the most part, I thought did a really good job. Juliette Lewis as the mom.
Yes.
Was really good. I liked it a lot. The plot kind of, in a way, reminded me of A Nightmare on Elm Street, where the villain is trying to get back at the people from the past by getting their kids instead of them.
Yes.
So I thought that was kind of neat.
Also, I was
right, yeah. She wasn't just going for the kids. She was more luring in the adults by getting to the kids. Yep. So yeah. Overall, I really liked this movie. I thought it was pretty well done, and it was very tense, like in a lot of moments.
Oh my gosh, the entire time I was.
Start to finish, it was just even though it didn't really get that violent until pretty late in the movie, it just felt like something was going to happen at any moment.
It's very ominous the whole time.
Yeah.
And like even when it's comedic, I mean, there's still some funny moments, but it's just right there looming.
I think that's all. We all can put that on Octavia because she was able to just be ha 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 snap, and there she was,
and not even just by like things she said, just her facial expressions and reactions and body movements were great. Like I think she was fantastic in this movie.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, it is a shame that it's probably going to be disqualified for Oscars because it's more.
I
don't know. Seriously, it's hard to
say.
No,
it's true.
But I would say that my second favorite subgenre would be psychological horror. Yeah, and that's definitely what this was. I would say. Although, for most of it, I was thinking that because I was saying, they aren't relying on torture or being too
squeamish.
Yeah, nothing like that. But but they got there.
Right.
They certainly did.
It took the long road to get there, but
they made it worthwhile. They made it count for something. It wasn't just gratuitous. It was
and it wasn't like it was over the top gore or anything like that. Like it was
just enough. It was just enough so that it was realistic and just almost worse because it was just like
Yep.
Yeah, I had to close my eyes on one part because I couldn't stomach it.
What part?
What part was that?
Just the iron and lips. I got through like the first part of the lips, but I'm just like,
and enough.
Yeah.
Sewing the lips shut.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen that on like another movie though.
Yeah, I mean,
that's been done before. Yeah.
I can't remember which one.
They usually make, I don't know. I guess they either show like the before after, or they make it a little quicker, or like a magic effect of like
right.
A little bit takes you out of it, but this was just so.
The thing they did that I thought was really good was it was like a pure white cotton strip, and then they would put it in, and it would turn pink. And I was like, it's bleeding! Oh my gosh, yeah. So Angela, what did you think? What are your general thoughts?
I liked it. Like I said, there were some parts I couldn't stomach. I honestly had to close my eyes, but then I figured out he wasn't awake. That guy that got iron, so I was like, well, that's good.
Horse tranquilizers will do that too.
Yeah.
He can deal with that later.
Yeah.
It's not a problem yet. So.
Yeah, but I liked it. I thought Octavia did a really good job. She was supposed to be on not Regis and Kelly, but Kelly and Ryan yesterday, and I missed her because I know she was going to talk about the movie. But I missed it. But I thought she did a really good job. But yeah, I liked it. I mean, it kept my attention the entire time. So,
the one thing I will say, the previews for it did have a lot of the gore parts in the actual.
Yeah.
Like I was disappointed that the sewing of the lips was in the trailer.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: Keith doesn't watch trailers, and
smart.
So the mask thing, what are you doing here? All that stuff where they went upstairs is in the trailer.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The hey guys, why don't you come over hang out at Mom's is in the trailer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then, so Keith, what did you going into this not knowing this was where it was going?
Oh, I was riveted the entire time because of that. I'm very thankful knowing that. I mean. You kind of know that eventually they have to go upstairs or something, or I think I got like a little glimpse of something about the hangout spot or something, and from a commercial, just enough to get the idea of what was going to happen. And I think that that would have been enough. maybe a couple of Octavia reaction shots of some things, and then we're trying to get beer. Let's go to my place. That.
Yeah.
If that was in the trailer, he probably could have survived it. The other things, you don't want to be waiting for that to happen and know it's going to happen.
Right.
eventually.
Yeah. I feel like nowadays they give away a little too much in some of the trailers. I wish they give you the gist of it.
Example.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Was that today?
Yeah. We talked about it today. We were just talking about it's like enough with the trailers. Just get to the movie.
Yeah. I don't want to see like all the deaths in the trailer. I want to have something to look forward to. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, especially for something like a franchise like A Child's Play, because you know what it is.
Right.
Just, all you have to do is say, "Look, it's Chucky," and then
exactly.
Let's move on.
They need to do their trailers like the people that are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's chapter 1 and chapter 2. They're like, here's some things in the trailers, and you're like, they put all the spooky stuff in the trailers, and you're like, no, they didn't. Oh god,
yeah. At the very beginning of it, I didn't even know it was it. I'm like, what is this?
Oh,
and then like at the very beginning, I didn't know like that woman and where she was from, and I'm just like,
was that also today?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I do not want to see Old Lady Puss. So,
oh God,
that is like one of my things where I'm like, time out. Don't want to see that. Back to Ma. What did we like about it? Let's talk about that.
Let's see.
So
anybody join in.
Of course, we like the acting. I think Octavia Spencer. Really, I said after we left, I said I would want to see a movie with a well-written horror movie with all A-list actors, and I want to see how. And as long as they committed to it and didn't like, well, this is just a horror movie, so I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, I agree.
One
thing I liked is I think they. Not unlike a lot of other horror movies, they made some good decisions throughout.
Mm-hmm.
The parents, like when the one guy's dad, the girl or the guy that Ma had the crush on
Ben
growing
Hawkins.
up. Yeah, Ben Hawkins. When he showed up and invited her out to dinner and all that,
great.
and then he's like, okay, you know what this is? This is a tracking device. Why the fuck is my son at your house hanging out? And if this happens again, then
I'll handle it myself.
I'm not going to call the cops. And Juliette Lewis, pretty much reacted the same. Went up to her in the supermarket and
when I did say A-list actors, just like Octavia Spencer, I don't want to count out Luke Evans or Juliette Lewis.
He was great. Yeah,
they were both great.
Yeah. So
I mean, the mom reactions were great. I actually was like, oh my god, I think I'm an adult. Because when she flipped off her mom, you're 16 and you're drinking, and you're mad that you got caught.
Yeah, but that's what a 16-year-old's going to do. Is they got in trouble, but they're like, "F you, Ma." They.
Even after all the, I mean, I was at the point where I can understand some of the reaction, but yeah, I mean, all the things that had happened to the daughter up to that point, I would have been thankful at that point to be like, I'm going to stay right the fuck here in my room.
Yeah.
You guys just go do whatever you want.
Right.
You do whatever the fuck you want.
I'm grounded.
And even before that, she was like, I don't want to hang out with Ma anymore. She's
smart decision.
Yeah, she's acting crazy. She's stalking us. She's texting me every.
Yeah, but then she still went over there.
She still went over there in the end, but
she got to save her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Those are some great manipulation tactics. One thing that I thought was odd was that she waited so long to mention anyone that someone was upstairs. That first time when she said, "We need to get out of here," when Ma caught her upstairs in the bathroom.
Yeah.
She obviously heard some conversation or something happened.
Yeah.
She was talking to someone.
Yeah.
And
there was someone else here.
That was a pretty important thing to discuss, I think.
Yeah, that was a great twist, bringing in the daughter. We saw her with her chair not charged. And I was.
Oh, that's. My God, I didn't make
I didn't
either.
I didn't either. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
good call, Marianne.
She was in school for that one day and made friends because she was like, and so she pushed her for a little bit, and then
yeah.
So
wow.
All that stuff, and then it all comes back to at the end where it was kind of like that story about Ruby and her mother.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
So Marianne was referring to Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and the documentary they're about to start discussing is called The Act. If I had to guess, I would say that Marianne was probably thinking about Ruby Rose, as she often does.
Where her mom pretended that she was quote-unquote sick the whole time.
I watched that on Dr. Phil. He talked to the daughter. I was like...
He shaved her. The mom would shave the head.
Yeah, and that's what... And Ma said that too. She's like, we're gonna have to shave your head. Your hair's getting too long. You know, people are gonna make fun of you about this.
Yeah.
But
so, but true life story, and she did kill her mother.
Yeah.
I know that's not really much of a spoiler because it's all over the news.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
It happened a few years ago, but they just made a documentary.
Yeah. And
it's been, I think, Hulu did the documentary.
Yeah, I believe so.
One of the two, Netflix or Hulu, did a big documentary
what's
about
it called?
I don't remember the name of it.
Right.
I don't remember the name. Yeah.
We'll
did you watch the documentary?
No.
Because I just watched it when Dr. Phil was talking to her. I had an interview with her.
No, I didn't see the documentary or anything. And another thing was when, you know, that was off-putting about Ma. Was like that. I think it was the first time they went down into her basement, and you know, the one guy got up into her face, and she pulled out the gun from behind the thing, and she was pointed in the guy's face, and was like, you know, get naked, strip down, and
let him go all the way.
There's
so many points where it would have been like, haha, I'm kidding. All the way.
Yeah, she went all the way, And so he strips down completely naked, and then she's like, oh, this isn't even loaded or something like that. That's not real. And he's like, oh, Ma, you got me. And I was like, that's not my reaction. I'm saying, all right, we're done with this lady. Like,
that's where that prefrontal cortex that we all have developed isn't developed in teenagers.
Yeah, that's...
all of us would be like, yeah.
I just like that he's just like, oh, Ma, you got me. It's like, you sure did.
Yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, I was like, all right, that's the last time we're seeing Ma.
Yeah.
So the thing I liked about it was that I thought the pacing was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But they went like as slowly as possible with everything. It always felt like something was about to happen, and it didn't feel like I was being cheated out of something not happening.
Yeah.
Which is the weird, delicate balance that they managed to get there.
When she noticed her earrings were missing, they're like, oh, here, you take my shot, and it was the only one in the green cup.
Mm-hmm.
And so she took her shot, and then they show her waking up in the morning.
Yeah.
She's got, like, scratches and bruises on her legs and everything.
Yeah.
So... what didn't we like about this movie? I feel like I actually checked now this might be because I had something to do in the evening today. However, I did check my phone a few times to see what the time was. So I don't know if that was part of having to do with
you have somewhere to be.
Yeah, I've got somewhere to be, or this is maybe the time pacing was a little slow for me.
Yeah,
I felt at times I was kind of bored. I was like, oh.
It was like, let's get to this. Well, it's because I knew that there was shit that was going to happen. And I wanted to get to it.
Yeah.
And that's where I was like, because if it had been just a movie of that, I wouldn't have been wanting to see it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For me, if the trailer, this is where I think the trailer works for me, is because if it had been just like hey everybody, let's go hang out at Ma's, I would have been like, I'm not going to see that movie.
Yeah,
The fact that they dropped in a few of those horror elements made me go, yes, I want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, because I wouldn't have gone to a movie that had a trailer like we kind of wanted.
Mm-hmm.
It's a catch-22. That's the problem. That's one of the reasons why I just kind of try to get the general idea and not watch it, because
so, you don't want to be spoiled on everything in the movie.
And that way I get to be pleasantly surprised. And so for this, it had gone on long enough that I can see how the pacing was both a positive and negative, but not knowing that anything was supposed to happen, I was still like, I was content with what was going on.
Yeah.
I figured that
how much blood do you think she took from that dog?
It was at least that full, like
Yeah,
half
oh
a
my
bag full. I
gosh.
mean, that was
All right.
a lot.
Here's a negative. I don't want to see Luke Evans' penis.
You
Please
do?
Yeah.
do not. I was like, no, they're not going to show it. It's Luke Evans. They're
Okay.
not going to show it. They're not going to show it. Fuck.
First of all, it might have been a stunt cock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
It pretty much looked like a fake plastic penis. So,
Yeah.
so you think it was real?
I don't know. Or,
He had someone else lay down and be like, "Here, you be my pee."
I mean, it
for
could
the
have been.
night."
Could be,
it could've
yeah.
been. I mean, I think fake plastic is a little bit more.
A fleshy substance.
It could have been a
for it.
prosthetic of
Yeah.
some
Yeah, I was
kind.
gonna say it looked.
What do you?
God. It wasn't like it. All right, it was just.
Anyway,
I'm like trying to visually explain this to somebody who's listening, but no, it's
so that sound
it's-
effect that I did was me wiggling the penis
yeah,
around.
it's not a. It wasn't like they were showing like a full dildo or something. It's just like
Right.
a piece of skin
Mhm.
that was suggestive. Of
No,
the
it
thing.
had a head and everything.
You saw the head.
Yes.
Yeah, it did.
It was
Yeah,
like
I
I'm-
saw
much.
it.
I guess I must
Yeah.
have been like kind of going.
And it was kind of.
I was
It
grimacing.
was a little covered under a towel, so
But it was
I mean,
the
but you
one
knew.
part
Yeah.
that wasn't
You knew what it
covered. You're like,
was.
that's a penis.
Yeah.
That's
Well, okay, so
Luke Evans.
so the head was uncovered. You're saying?
The head and part of the
And-
shaft.
yeah.
Oh God, I don't.
Yeah.
Keith apparently blacked that out.
I
He was
just-
like, and gone from my memory.
When I was squinting a bit at that point. I was kind of like,
Yeah,
grimacing, like, I had to wrench away for a second. Just the knife. It was just oh my. It was
Yeah.
There's so we've had our two people actually turn away in this one. So that's interesting. Or close their eyes, squinty. So that's yeah. So that's an interesting for a not super horror movie. Horrific. Horror
Yeah, it wasn't
movie.
like a gore fest or
Yeah.
anything like that.
That's how you make the most of what you have. There, It's just-
Definitely.
the storytelling was what.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
For
and
sure.
just I mean, she gradually, or even with fits and starts, let you know what kind of person she was and what she could possibly do or what she was willing to do.
Yeah.
By that point, you knew that she could have done anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
And
like-
just
You start to feel. I felt sorry for her a few times, where I was
of
like,
course.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm kind of rooting for her to kill all these people. Then I was like, no, I'm not. Now
Yeah.
she's hiding her child. Now she's doing all these.
Right.
things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like her boss was shit.
Oh yeah, when she
Mercedes.
killed her boss. Oh,
Yeah.
Mercedes. Yeah.
Well, she did that for Juliette Lewis's character.
Even she did it
Yeah,
for
I
herself,
think that
too.
was. Yeah, she did it for
You
herself.
saw what Mercedes was like in high school. She was kind of the ringleader and kind of
yeah.
egging her on and teaching her what to do, going to the closet. So
Yeah.
I thought that was. Is Missy a short name from Mercedes?
yeah, well, that could be, I guess.
Maybe.
But no, that was. I'm pretty sure that was Mercedes.
Yeah, they did flashback to her, like showing her how to do the. You know.
Yeah,
'Cause-
why did they? Why did she kill Mercedes for the girl's mom? I
She
felt like
saw
that
that
was.
thing in the casino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
She made
because
her cry.
Okay.
Juliette Lewis's character, she played the mom of the main
Yeah.
girl. She was a waitress at a casino, and
Okay.
She was like-
Ben's
Yeah.
dad was there with his
Ben is the
son
dad.
called
Ben is
his
the
new
dad.
fuck buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she pretty much treated Juliette Lewis like
Yeah.
shit there in front of everybody. So
Yeah, okay.
and Ma saw that.
Okay.
No, yeah, I mean all the kids. I mean, from the flashbacks, certainly you would have wanted to kill Ben and
Mm-hmm.
Mercedes. As adults, Ben was, I felt, pretty sympathetic, and
Mm-hmm.
it obviously changed a lot, or he'd certainly gone through a lot, losing his wife and so on.
Yeah.
And as soon as he started talking to her, where he's like, "Let's catch up," so on and so forth, and then as soon as you're a loser and you'll always be a loser.
Yeah.
I
that
was
yeah.
like, nope.
right.
Yeah.
Nope. I feel no sympathy for you. Get your
Yeah.
peen cut off.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, and the whole reason why Ma was upset with them was because basically they, the main adults, tricked her into making
Giving
her
a blowjob.
giving a
to
blowjob
random
to
guy.
yeah, and she thought it was going to be Ben, the what was that kid's Andy?
Yeah.
Is his name Andy?
Yeah.
Andy's dad, she's like, oh, and that's when Mercedes was saying, this is how you do it. This is how you do the blowjob. and then they tricked him into going into, or they tricked her to go into a closet.
Dark closet.
Yeah, and thinking it was Ben in there, but it was really just some random guy. And then she came out, and the entire school was outside the closet watching.
Juliette Lewis's character was not there.
Oh, she wasn't?
Yeah, because she had crimped hair.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we did see her in the flashbacks. So I didn't make
She
the
was
connection
eating
exactly.
lunch with her.
Right.
And Ma was eating lunch with her.
Okay.
And that's when Ben came up and said, "You were going to hang out at the Rocks."
Mm-hmm.
And I think Juliette Lewis's character was pretty much neutral through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Neutral to not even there seeing anything.
Yeah. And now, was it because she came across the kids that this kind of sparked it in her head to start doing this?
I think so. I mean,
Is that the whole... I mean, we know with her daughter, she'd probably been doing that pretty much her whole life.
Yeah.
But, seeing all the kids of these, people who treated her like shit in the past, did that just kind of set everything off? I
was going to say, actually, this is one of the ones I actually thought about, the point of no return.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, it seemed to be when... what can I think of the main girl's name?
Maggie?
Yes, Maggie. When Maggie said please, when she was walking by, if she had let her just say, okay, bye, and she kept going.
Right.
She stopped long enough to see Andy get out of the car and go see what was on
and
the...
she noticed the name of
that was a great catch too, Marianne. I didn't even really make that connection. That's what motivated her to do what she started to do with them.
Yeah.
Even the point of, she probably had that plan worked out to that point. Just go down the rock pile.
Yeah.
I'm a little birdie. Go do this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
what was with her daughter watching what was going on down the basement? What was the point of that?
What do you mean?
Whose daughter?
When Ma was letting her daughter watch what was going on downstairs on her computer.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what that was?
I feel like, because they remember there were pictures all over.
Yeah.
She was either that or watching because she said it was almost all over. Maybe it was a show.
I thought she was watching a movie or something.
Yeah, I thought she was watching what was going on downstairs.
Like a live broadcast of the party.
Like that hooked up.
Well, I think we would have seen cameras if they were going to.
They would have made a point to go.
Right, to say, hey, we're...
I guess what it was, because I thought you heard people and stuff when she was looking at the computer.
Maybe. Well, or maybe it was just hearing, what was going on downstairs from...
Yeah, she mentioned earlier to the other
I can hear what's going on. Yeah.
Let's go back to our ratings, folks. We're going to do 2. We're going to give the suspense horror factor. Then we're also going to give it an entertainment rating. So, wow. You want to start, Keith?
Yep, I'll give the high numbers out of the way so then you can go it wasn't scary, 1. And then, I was, God, it's hard to say, 9 or 10 probably.
For which one?
I'm going to say with overall entertainment at the moment. I felt pretty good about it. I mean, I felt tense during the whole thing. I felt pretty good about the ending.
Let's talk about that ending.
Well, let me...
Okay, sorry.
And so, and so for the horror thing, also going to be pretty high. Another one of my high ratings, because just even wanting to turn away is one thing, but also just, as I said, this is the way of things. I think that things should be done. What if I'm sitting too far back? Yeah. Anyway, I think this is the way that things should be done when they're going to build toward that kind of gore, when you're doing a psychological build like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
So, the end, the house is on fire. The daughter has helped everyone get out.
Because Ma had everyone, all the main 5 friends, or however many there were, all chained up by their necks in the basement.
And it was Ma's daughter who turned on her. Jeannie, to help rescue them. They all cooperated to get out, essentially. And
I thought that was great.
Yes.
That the daughter was like, this is my chance to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Question. She put the white paint on him because she was making him a white guy?
Yes. Well,
she was trying to recreate a photo from a yearbook.
Oh.
And that's why she had everybody set up a specific way.
Oh, God, I didn't catch that. That's okay, that would explain why.
From all the kids, or, whoever the people were.
So he was supposed to be white?
Yeah, she.
Okay.
And then she said, there's only supposed to be one of us in this picture, something like that.
Okay.
I didn't know that she meant in this picture. I thought she just meant in general. There can only be one black person in the group, and you're edging me out. So
I'm pretty sure because she had posted, she had put all of their had all their heads
right.
cut out and glued them onto the yearbook.
Yeah.
And I think she was basically just trying to recreate the old photo from the yearbook.
Okay.
And that's why she was having Maggie take the pictures of them all laid out on the
You're not in
couch.
here.
Well, I like that more, actually, than what that seemed to be. But
So what was your 2 scores? Again, you said 10 and a horror factor was what? Suspense.
8-ish, 9-ish.
Angela?
Yeah, same thing as praise. Suspense was 8. What's the other one?
Entertainment.
Entertainment.
Probably about an 8 or 9. 8 or 9.
Yep. I'm gonna go suspense, probably 7.5, and entertainment 8, 8.5.
So I'm doing 7 and 7 for both, just because I did feel like the tension went a little bit too long. Before the action happened, it went a little bit too long for me.
Yeah.
But other than that, grade A acting, grade A storyline.
They really took their time building the character for Sue-Ann.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even some of the parents, to an extent,
Oh
they,
my gosh, I
they let it
forgot.
be revealed. They let them not be necessarily
Mm-hmm.
two-dimensional.
Yeah, and then Allison Janney as the
Oh, right.
boss.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
I totally forgot that was her.
Yeah. You kind of wanted her to get offed, but
Yeah. So I was like, and I hope she dies.
yeah. I mean, Ma wasn't doing her job, but
Yeah.
she didn't have to be such a bitch about it.
I was going to say that
Yeah.
too. It's not, it isn't like she wasn't. I mean, she was up to something, and she was obviously
Right.
Yeah.
a lot of the time.
But anyway, it was the way she said it that I was just like,
Right,
and
yeah.
I'm done.
Mhm.
Alrighty.
I have a
go
quick
ahead.
question. It's off like topic, but what does dog blood do to you?
I think it will kill you.
It
Probably,
will. Okay.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
noticed when they shot, I don't know if this was just something that they forgot to do, but I noticed when they shot back to him, when all of his blood was out on the bed, that when Maggie went and saw it, he was still breathing.
mm,
Okay.
Probably could have been saved at that point if we had
No,
called
I
the
didn't- I
police.
didn't see
or
that.
something.
Okay.
The second time at the very end when the house is on fire
Mhm.
and Ma comes in and like just lays on him
Okay.
oh yeah.
for the final shot, where it was
Okay.
just like weird.
So he
He was
was
not
breathing when Maggie saw him?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And so that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Maybe he just forgot to hold his breath for that one scene,
Oh,
or maybe
okay.
be real that they
Okay.
didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty, cool beans, everybody. Thank you for joining us today.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 It's All Been Done presents.
Who's got the time?
Oh, Ma, you got me.